Hey guys, thought I'd just jump on, do a little live Astro update. We have a lot going on in these few days, astrologically, a lot. And one of the most notable transits coming to my mind now is Mercury shifting out of Cancer and into Leo. So this brings a few concepts forth. One is a very strong Mercury, first of all, and two, a very strong Cancer frequency, which is associated with, of course, the moon and the fourth house, right? It is the most vulnerable part of the chart that we speak of when we're looking at the Cancer, moon, fourth house, water energy, cardinal water energy, specifically archetype. So, really what we talk about here as well is memory. Mercury being associated with the mind, right? The ability to process data information, but also emotion. And it's interesting that they call Mercury, right, the messenger. So, I wouldn't, to say it in this way, I wouldn't be too surprised if around this time there's a lot coming up for review emotionally. And, you might find yourself reviewing things here and there, reviewing emotions that maybe you weren't exactly expecting to have to work through. I'm not sure what that's going to for everyone, but it could be a concept. Now, let's see what else here. Currently, actually, as we speak, the moon is in Pisces. So, this day, specifically today, and even, we'll say, the last few days, may have been rather, how do we say, intense when it comes to this particular concept. By the way, guys, I'm not really looking at the comments, but thank you for tuning in. Thank you for sharing light with others in this space. And so, yeah. Something really key right now, in addition to the fact that the moon is in Pisces, is that Jupiter, the ruler of Pisces, which has been now in Pisces for about 2 degrees, now moving retrograde back into Aquarius, okay, is so very close to that cusp. Now, in general, we see, given the last few weeks, really, I would say ever since really Jupiter went into Pisces, when it was still direct, is on Pisces Neptune. We've really been working with this concept heavily. Okay, we all will be experiencing it, I feel, even further. There will be so many ways in which maybe, we'll be working with 12th house water, Pisces, mutable frequencies. And this is a very spiritual energy space that we speak of, but it is also a question of how it is that we hold leadership and direction within that space. So when we think of Pisces and we think of water energy, sometimes we think, well, it's about what we're feeling and what we're, emoting and what we feel about others and how they feel and yada, yada. But interestingly, it is not just that, okay? It is actually, as I see, we talked about this for quite some time at length in members, but also in the live members and the live general video on astrology talking about Neptune going retrograde, which, by the way, it still is. So yet again, that brings out further focus there too. This transit of Pisces being particularly strong in water overall. If I had to really deduce it, it's these few days that we're going to really be feeling a lot of focus on the elements of water, a lot of focus on themes and concepts of also past lives. So again, don't be alarmed if you are feeling things that are like kind of also abstract in nature. But again, it's a wonderful point to mention that it comes back to leadership within that very space. In other words, it's about directing, leading, and guiding within that space of emotion. And that means you with you, but it also means you with others. So it's not something that, you know, we're going to just kind of see and understand and then feel. And then I feel like it's really important at this time to be brave when it comes to these emotions and these energies and these frequencies and these archetypes, and really just take it for what it is. Allow yourself to feel whatever is coming up. Okay, but then remember that you also have control over how you define these experiences. So it does come down to maybe placing emotions and, you know, really sort of organizing your, we'll say even like your Akashic records in a certain way. That is maybe a bit abstract for many, but if you have, you know, certain memories that you know, it's time to do what I know I need to do as a human in 3D in this plane at this time with those experiences, then this might be something coming up around this time, particular message possibly. But I'm going to tune in really quickly to the comments and 10 comments. All right. It doesn't take too long to zip through those. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. And yeah, any other particular themes? Let's see. I'm hearing limits. Okay. Mars right now is actually also about to shift sign. Later in the week, though. So we talked about this at greater length on members. And so if you want further insights as to this particular week, we actually read on each of the signs for this week. If that's something again of interest, then feel free to tune in on members. But Mars, this is key. Mars is about to dip out of Leo and move into Virgo. Venus has already done so. So Mars is about to also clear out the last few, say, you know, even months, and really start a new cycle here. So there's a lot here. For those of you who have a lot of Leo in your chart, there could be a lot of pressure here as you feel it. A lot of, you know, feelings stirred. I'm hearing that as well. Always take it as you will. And let's see anything else just coming through last minute. Well, Mars is also the ruler of Aries and Scorpio, actually. So, but Scorpio's got the co-ruler of Pluto. Mars is really, I would associate with primarily Aries. And so, you know, when Aries shifts about, hello, Martina. Thank you for joining, members. Yay, we'll see you there. Yes, Aries, whenever Mars moves about from sign to sign or however, or especially when it goes retrograde, you know, if you've got a lot of Aries in your chart, and you don't have to have a lot to feel this transit in some way, in some capacity at all, you may really feel that the area of life associated with Aries for you in your birth chart is really coming under review. So, Aries, this is a key period as well, and especially later in this week as Mars moves into Virgo. This is not a great time, I feel, to go completely off the deep end, okay, with certain decisions and to get really wound up in everything that is coming up. And I really want to emphasize that things may also not be as they seem during this time, because partly we have both planets of Pisces retro, so it's more a time of review, especially of that which feels illusory. So, you know, there will also be certain energies coming up here, and it's a matter of, again, remembering that you don't have to react as well. You don't even have to fucking respond. That's another key point here. So again, it comes back to, yes, emotion, but it comes back to how you find leadership in that space. So Pisces energy is very creative, very transcendental. It can be, but it's also kind of nebulous, right? It's kind of like, really, is that really what's going on here? Is that like really? I'm hearing also a good idea. So maybe, you know, how many of you are making a big decision here this week? We're also moving through still the energies of the full moon in Aquarius. A lot of karma here, you guys coming on. I'm just getting that real clearly in. that has been for quite some time, a few weeks actually. Yeah, starting with the morning to light workers video. Making big decisions this week. Oh my. Yeah. I'm hearing private time. It might be a good idea if you are making a decision to, I mean, if you don't already do so, take into consideration different factors, maybe privately, before you even, maybe it's something you're coming out with in front, with a number of people. Let's clear the energy and ground. Yeah, maybe you want to just kind of like introspect a bit about what you feel the decision means to you, and what it relates to, what is important to you, what factors related to this decision are important to you. And even if it is something that inherently, we're not talking like be selfish, but that's obviously what we're talking about. But just consider the factors that first, are important to you, and that you feel, really set you in a place of alignment with your higher self. And then it's like, all right, now I understand more maybe what I see of the space, and then I can come forth from a more grounded perspective to share that with others, especially even if it is going to be, as you know it, either very controversial or a very complicated scenario where there are a lot of other people involved. For example, it could be family, it could be relatives, there can be a lot of different factors and people actually involved, but that may be more reason for, taking time one-on-one with yourself before you sort of stimulate that discussion in a more dynamic way with again, others. So I don't know what that's related for everybody, but take it as you will. I think I want to sit down, you guys. Just decided to take a walk here, and I'm going to check into the comments really quickly. Jennifer says, I've been getting green lights, but this worries me. In what way? Yes, Paige. Yay! The 48-hour membership is now on, by the way. Yes, we're going to be starting this. I'm waiting until Void of Course for Pisces moves through, and then we will jump into that. So that's so exciting. I can't wait. Thank you, Paige, for pushing me to do that. I'm so touched by you guys as well. Do want to go 48 hours? Wow, very, very cool. Every 48, let's do it. I mentioned this in another video. This is something totally new for me. Like, I usually don't have, save the videos that I do, the weeklies and the monthlies. Like, I have never had this sort of so updated schedule. So that is, I think, something that I'm going to really actually enjoy. And because anyways, these transits can really, really fucking creep up on us. Like, it's yeah, usually, would have been good to know, rather than, damn, I wish I didn't know it was Mercury retrograde, unless you want to be, experiencing certain things that you could have otherwise avoided. But hey, everything is an experience, and if you're meant to experience something at a certain point in time, then, so be it. That's life. We're not here to avoid lessons and experiences. And your higher self knows when maybe, you're ready for a certain experience, and at other times when it's best to take time off. I'm hearing that. Interesting. Okay, so let's see here. Oh, yeah. So okay, we didn't go live yet on 48 hours. We're gonna do that probably tonight, later tonight, when the moon goes into Aries, and we'll jump into that around then. Wow, 14:14 on the clock right there. So yeah, if you're already a member and you want to join 48 hours, I think you have to go on desktop and update your membership. I think it's desktop. That's what some people have said, at least. All right, I think it's time to move. You guys, a bee landed on my heart chakra the other day. I was on a walk. It was so profound at the moment. I've only had a bee land on me like twice, as I remember ever. And yeah, this one time was in Okinawa, actually, when I was walking in Japan along the coast at night, and just kind of like moving from one side of the island to the other. And yeah, like I saw this bee and it was like buzzing around me, and I had never seen a bee on the island until that point. And I was like, And then I was like, all right, it was like practically nighttime. I was walking along the coast and just continued on my way and arrived at this little cafe, sat down, and I see the bee is like on my sleeve and it followed me the whole way. I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't know it landed on me. So it was very particular, and it was it was very significant. It would, yeah, it was the kind of thing where you're like, okay, this is a message. I can feel this. Yeah. So they say, to reflect on what you're thinking of before things like that happen. So yeah, but anyways, you guys, thank you guys for tuning in. Yeah, I'm just kidding. Try not to freak out about also what other people are experiencing at this time. Like, people are, there's going to be a lot of pressure here. Try not to feel so much, maybe. For those of you with a lot of water in your chart, that's hard. I know, and that can be hard. It's like, but that's a great opportunity to flex that muscle of also independence. Okay, it's like, well, I could hang out with Macy. Do I want to hang out with Macy? I could do this, but I could do that. It's like, well, maybe I need time off. Maybe I need to just, whoa, you guys, oh my God. Look at these birds, literally just took flight. Oh my gosh. Wow. I don't want to do, oh my God, you guys, I wish I could do like a Nigel Thorne everything. Oh my goodness. But yeah, well, check it out. They were literally in the middle of the road. They were all standing so majestic. Yeah, and they were like staring off at the other birds who took off. So, for a number of you, maybe this comes down to timing. It's like, it just doesn't feel like the right time. Like, it doesn't feel like, I want to do this yet. Maybe you're observing your friends doing something here. It's like, just because your friends are doing something doesn't mean that it's the right time for you to do something. And it can be a decision, again, of some kind. How many of you feel some sort of pressure here coming up when it comes to a decision and when it comes to other people who may be related in some way to that decision? So what is it related to, Mimi? If you feel comfortable sharing, if you want some sort of insight, if I can. Oh, wow. Yeah. If you need to take the week off, it's like, listen, don't be afraid of also losing your friends. This is so silly. It's like, if you do what's right for you and you lose that so-called friend, they weren't a friend. This is a wonderful opportunity to figure it out for real this time. Okay, like, do not be afraid to lose friends for doing what's right for you. Give me a break. Okay, this has been coming through in a number of readings now, in the Warning to Lightworkers video, and as well, yeah, additional excerpts that we took from other readings. I think it was the Capricorn Live. Yeah. Family. Yeah. And, it's like, hey, this is what it is. There are many decisions that are coming up, and everyone has to make their decisions. Like, don't feel bad or pressured if someone else is not making the decision for themselves. Like, how do I say this? I'm seeing people getting on boats. Like, they all have to decide, like, okay, is this what we're going to do? It's like, at a certain point, you've got to check out of the hotel, like, I care so much, like, about what they're doing. It's like, let them do what they need to do. And then it's like, well, what do I need to do? I'm sorry. Like, maybe this is you with you. You're saying I can't let the nostalgia get the best of me. And we're really talking about, past cycles, nostalgia, childhood, upbringing, roots, foundation, given that Mercury is leading out of the 30th degree, approximately about 29 degrees of Cancer, and into Leo. But we'll talk more about this in members again as well. And yeah, we'll definitely be talking about this in the 48-hour members. This is a huge concept that we really need to work with, and we'll talk more about the moon cycle as well, because that is really key. Yeah, it's like interesting, Mimi. Like the way I was just looking at those birds, you know, there's so many of these guys. Like there's a huge flock, and they just took off all at once together. But then I look to the other side of the road and I see there's another huge flock, and they're all looking at them. It's not like they all took off at the same time. So don't feel pressured. Like, oh, like, well, my friends are doing this. Like, I'm sad. Like, don't feel that. Don't worry. I'm hearing that. I'm hearing FOMO. Like, if you're concerned, but then what if, like, you don't have another chance? It's like, no, and no. Like, listen, you don't want to do something because you have fear. We talked about this, yeah, and I'm remembering very clearly. We talked about this. Yep, in another live Astro talk where, you know, you want to feel free and independent in the decisions that you make. You don't want to feel tied. It's like, okay, well, I can make the decision and like in the short term it would be nice, but in the long term I'm going to feel tied the fuck down. Like you have to do what's right for you holistically. And if someone's pressuring you to make a decision like on the fucking spot, like that's, I think, also at least an orange flag. Okay, like take time to think, is this a red flag to me? Is this an opportunity that I think is right for me? Or, you know, is it not? Like, take time. I'm hearing that. No rush. I'm hearing that. I don't really care what other people say, make you feel, make you think. Oh my God. It's like, how many sales people in the world have ever lied about how many they had left in stock or something? Give me a break. We only have 2 Twizzlers left. Like in the country, buy now. It's like they have like 800 storehouses of that shit. You guys, like it could be. I mean, that's where we have to get really clear on the marketing. And you know, Pisces, you know, Neptune, 12th house can be that marketing energy, but it can also be, it can be deceptive. It can, and that could be with you, but it can also be, you know, from the angle of when we're looking specifically here at Jupiter in Aquarius. Aquarius can also be marketing, false marketing when it comes to information. We talked about this as well in another video, where it's like, you know, just because you have the data and the science and the information, where is the heart chakra? Where is it that this is true on an emotional level, on a spiritual plane? So in a basic way, wherever, well, in a general way, wherever something is out of alignment or balance, like, you know, on either spectrum. And this includes, I'm also getting, for those of you who maybe felt like, well, you know, it's like I made myself feel like I was basically deceiving myself into thinking that this is what I needed. This guy's running like an ostrich. So cute. Aww. Oh my God, they're so cute, you guys. I want to do like a Nigel Thornberry video. Yeah. All right. So anyways, and maybe you guys, like, you have dreams. Maybe you guys have dreams of doing things, miraculous things, but you just, this could be you with you, that tug of war where you're like, but do I do it now? Or maybe I want to do it at another time. Like, we've all made those decisions where we kind of forced ourselves to do something at a time we felt it wasn't right. And then, you know where that goes, right? It's like, I'm hearing social media. So maybe this is something even on social media, like you're feeling pressure to do something. We're going to get into this in the 48 hour. We'll talk about specific timing for the next 48 hours. And if you are going to make a decision, maybe when would be best. So thank you guys for tuning in. Love and light to you.